So, good morning, Emily. This is I'm Anne Curtis, in case you don't know, and with me today is Emily Nature of emilynature.com. And what I really like about your website, Emily, is the introduction. What it says here is fall deeply in love with yourself, be feminine, confident, and alive. And not only that, you can get a free guide if you want to be a confident, sexy, thoroughly fulfilled woman. How about that?
You know what? And I love that. And that was like so yesterday. You know what? Being a thoroughly fulfilled and sexy one, that was like 2014. Let's get updated.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you appreciate my joke anyway. Because
I'm sure lots of
just around before Valentine's Day, I released something completely new called the 3 misunderstandings that are keeping you from attracting the man and the relationship of your dream. And you can't see it on from the main website yet, but if you from the main website emilynature.com/3M, it's number 3 and the word M lowercase, then you can download that 3 misunderstandings for free.
right.
So that's the latest thing. That's the latest thing. And of course, you can also get the free guide. So
Oh, I must go and get it.
cool. Yeah. So it's all good. Thank you.
You see people in person or you see people online?
Both online and in person. Yeah.
And 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 what do you do with the people that come to see you? What sort of things do they come with?
What do I do with them? I don't do anything with them. I don't have tentacles that can reach into their heads and like tease things apart and make transformation happen. But that seems like what I do.
Yeah.
So most of the women who come to me are smart and successful women who are either been single for so long and wanting to be in a relationship, or those who are in a relationship and not fulfilled and happy and looking for ways to improve it.
Okay.
So what I do is that, number one, as a foundation, I point them back to who they really are and to the nature of love and connection. And then, so that's the foundation. And then on top of it, I'll teach them either communication tools to have conversation with men, or dating and flirting techniques, or embodiment practices so that they can feel more delicious and sensual in their bodies. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how would you do that? How do I feel more delicious and sensual?
Okay, I'll share with you, but I'm trying to increase my volume.
2, 3. Can you hear me any differently?
Oh, this is way better.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, awesome. Great.
Okay,
So what was your question again?
it was about the last piece that you said about how I feel, how if I come to you, you will help me to feel sensual and enjoying my body and feeling, yeah, that part of it.
Yeah. How should we start? Well, the first thing is that this is a realization that I had. It was that we live in the field of sensuality and profound richness and yumminess and deliciousness all around us. We're like fish swimming in that moist and warm and lovely water, but we're not experiencing it. We're not allowing ourselves to receive it because we are living in our thought bubbles.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's like some kind of filter that's, yeah, it's like maybe it's 100% out there, but we're only feeling 20% because of the thought bubble.
If that sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. And with a lot of women who are business women, or they run their own companies, or they are very successful, most of the time they're in the go, go, go and do, do, do mode. And not even those women. I think a lot of us in our
Oh,
societies are hardwired to be like that. And it's like we forget to pause and allow ourselves to savor the moment. So a lot of what I do with my clients is helping them to slow down and savor the whatever that it's in front of you right now. So as I'm speaking right now, I'm aware that the sun is setting and the light is making, like, it's almost like it's flowing down on the bark of the trees, and it's like caressing. There's a caressing and gliding thing on the bark of the trees, and I could hear the sound of the cicada, and I could feel the fluttering. I feel the fluttering and the trembling of the leaves in the wind. It's so um it's so delicious. It's that subtle nuance and subtle movements, and there's so much richness in that. Can we allow ourselves to stop and breathe and take that in? Even the skin that is passing through me right now on my skin, there's a different quality between the one on the right and the one on the left. I'm feeling on the left side, it's a little bit cooler. And on the right side, it's a little bit warmer. And at the back of my head, there's a little bit of heat there. But in front is more of a normal temperature. So all of these awareness of what's going on in our bodies and what's happening out there, I find that really sensual. Yeah, and rich and nourishing.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, and as you said, what I've noticed in the in the women that come to see me too are, and they are all the time thinking that the problem is something that's happening to them. Okay, so they're busy in their thinking, as you said. They're all the time busy, not just with their ordinary lives, but I mean, everybody is, all women, it seems, pretty much are busy looking after the children, getting the meals ready, going to work, doing, you know, even if they're at home and they're not business women, or they're going to a job and they're busy looking after the family and their husbands and thinking about their parents, and all the time thinking, and don't realize that it's actually those, they think that it's those situations, and that their husband isn't thoughtful enough, or their partner isn't kind enough, or he's not. They think it's those situations that are making them uncomfortable, when actually, as you say, it's there, that deliciousness is there all the time.
Yeah.
Even if they don't live in Bali, of course.
No,
Even,
that is so true.
and it's only that the thought, we experience life through the thoughts that we're having, not the outside circumstances. And it's only those thoughts and busy thoughts that are putting that barrier, you know, that it's like a cloud or interference wave.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is that, so all that deliciousness that you're describing and experiencing is all there all the time.
Yeah,
and,
totally.
And it's only their busy thinking that's blocking that out. So slowing it down is, yeah, it reminds me of, oops, my earpiece is falling out now. I think I need a smaller earpiece. So
this is perfect.
I have a friend who comes to me for, you know, to talk about her, and she's like, yeah, I'm busy, you know, talking. I have to tell you this. And I'm like, slow down, stop. And then I'm, stop. You know, because eventually she stops, and then when she does, and she still thinks, yes, but I still have to tell you this. But I just, you know, when I've told you this, I can stop. When I've told you this, I can stop. I'm like, no, just stop now. And
That's
then when
so
she does,
funny.
yeah, and every time she's like, oh, that's so nice. Oh, where did everything go? That's just like, oh, it's lovely. And and it's interesting. I mean, it sounds easy when you're describing, oh, there's a beautiful sunset and the trees and the, you know, and you're in a beautiful place. And if you're,
I'll tell you a story. It's like
absolutely,
I have a feeling that people would say, "Oh, you can do that because you live in Bali." Like,
yeah,
no, not at all. Actually, I had a perfect example last week. Like, my phone was broken. I had no idea what happened. It was just broken. And like sometime at 7 in the evening, I had to drive to the store to fix it, to get it fixed. And I noticed that like I was driving through this beautiful tree-lined road. And I had a lot of thinking in my head. I was like, what the hell? Why is this happening? And like, not again. How much time do I have to wait? And then I just caught myself doing that. It didn't stop, but I was aware that it was a thinking that I was feeling. It has got nothing to do with the beautiful scenery out there. And I noticed that at that point, I said I couldn't relax. I couldn't allow myself to slow down until I get the phone fixed.
mm-hmm.
If only I could get to that point when my phone is fixed and everything is restored, then I could take a breath and allow myself to soak in the yumminess that's around me. But before that, no. I'm just gonna like be on a hunt, like trying to get somewhere. And so I arrived at the store and I gave my phone to the technicians to fix it. So I was sitting in this like, you have to imagine this Balinese store. There was a TV screen on the wall and they were showing a match between two teams in England. I don't even know which one. It was really loud and noisy and people were coming out in and out of the store. It was not at all romantic. It was not at all romantic. But in the midst of that, suddenly I felt myself just like, just thinking. And I was like, well, actually, I could enjoy this moment. I don't need to wait until the phone is fixed. And when I finally get home and get dinner, then I could enjoy. I could rest now. I can pause now and savor this moment.
Yeah.
So it's right here. It's here, wherever you are.
It's just a matter of falling out of your thinking.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed when you were very when you were driving and you were very worked up, what I noticed that we do is we're asking questions. Very often we're asking questions. We're not, why is this happening and why is this happening and why is, and because our thinking is programmed to always give us an answer to any question we ask, depending on how we ask it. And that what it gives you is not the truth. It just gives you an answer that matches the question, you know. So you're asking, why is this happening? And your reply is going to be going, oh, because you didn't do this, or because this happened, or because it's not good enough, or because, you know, so it just is a vicious circle of more thoughts after more thoughts. And if you can, when you notice that, if you can just ask another question, which is going to give you a different answer, like, oh, I wonder how I can find myself falling out of these thoughts. I wonder how I can find myself experiencing the deliciousness around me. Then you will get that answer instead. I find questions very helpful that way. Very helpful.
Yeah.
Not that we have to change our thoughts, but just, oh, I might follow that one instead of following this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I might just allow myself to fall out of my thoughts. I wonder how that might happen. But not trying to fall out of them. Just if you ask a question,
Yeah.
then it happens for you. Yeah,
Mm,
I like that.
that's wonderful.